The following program is a public access production. Comcast is required to provide time on this channel and make it available pursuant to franchise agreements with the communities we serve. Comcast is not affiliated with the following program or the producers of public access programming and is not responsible for the content. The following program does not reflect the opinions of Comcast or its affiliates.
Welcome to another episode of All Fired Up. I'm Chuck Parker.
And I'm Bob Forster.
And we are here with Miss Patty Horton, psychic medium.
Yes.
What's up, baby?
Hey, how you doing?
Nice to see you. I'm glad you can make it this evening.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thanks
You're
for
quite
coming.
I'm excited to be here.
Now, as you know, and maybe you don't know, but my question to people that do what you do is, when did you know you had an ability? And what do you call yourself? Psychic medium?
I'm a medium.
Okay.
So, everyone has psychic abilities, and mediums are born and psychics are developed.
What's the difference between the two?
Everybody has a psychic gift. Everybody can develop their psychic abilities. Mediums are those that communicate with those in the spirit world. That includes those who have crossed over along with the master guides and teachers. And the master guides and teachers are those that work with us on a daily basis. So I communicate with those in the other realm that talks about your life, and I also communicate with those who are dead.
Nice. Now, my question is, how would you determine you have this ability?
Well, when I was 8, I was in my bedroom and I was sleeping and my sister was in the other bed and the whole room was pitch black, but there was this eerie white blue light and there was this like Dracula coffin and my dead grandmother sat up in it and she stretched her arms at me and 7 white crosses flew into my chest and I thought I was going to die. I was going to burn in hell, and I went and told my mom and she said that I was only dreaming.
Right.
And so I started having experiences as a kid. I didn't know what they were and I just knew a lot of things. I could tell the people in the neighborhood, we're going to get 10 inches of snow tomorrow. And they're like, you're crazy. This was in the 70s. And the weatherman would come on, we are in for 10 to 12 inches of snow. I said, it'll be 10 inches, not 12 inches. And so those were the kind of things that I knew. Sat with my first medium at 18 and I was off to the races. I just knew that it was something I was supposed to do.
So then when, let's say, so for instance, you're talking to Chuck, you're talking to me. So you talk about our past, our present, or do you see into the future?
I can see into the future. I can see into your past. I see into your present, and I can see into your future. And people want to say, "Oh, you're seeing into all of these things. It's only a psychic ability." But I come forth from a place of mediumship, where the spirit guides and teachers are communicating information on your life path. So I see where each soul is at spiritually today, and I tune in there first. And then we allow those who have crossed over to step forward behind you, and then we allow two worlds to collide.
I would like to have since you had a tarot card reading on our last show, I would like to do a reading here. Or,
But I'm first.
But you already had one.
I don't care. We're going to fight about this one.
Plus, we got to do one on.
I know.
Surprise guest.
Well, that'll go very quick. So let's do this. Let's get this out of the way. If somebody wants to contact you for readings,
Yes.
you can do phone readings, right?
I do phone readings, Skype readings, in-person readings.
Okay. I like the in-person stuff.
I do too. You know why? Because it's fun and the energy speaks a lot, and it gives us an opportunity to kind of get personal with one another.
Right.
And so that's really important.
Like you show more personality. You can kind of feed into different.
It's kind of like I can tune in over the phone and I can tune in Skype-wise, but to tune into the energy in the room, like I like to teach in person. A lot of people want to teach online. I'm an in-person teacher. So my classes are always bouncing and working
Right.
according to the energy.
Now, when we were sitting out here doing, the other show,
Yes.
you said you were picking up some things on me. So, because he wants to have a little reading on himself,
I'll get
and
to you
we
both.
totally want to do the phone
Sure.
one. So, the stage is yours, baby.
As you were sitting there and I was hearing new opportunities coming in, I'm seeing a new opportunity, something you're working on. My mind is always busy and you're always thinking and things. And it's like you're 10 steps ahead of your first step. I'm already planning 10 steps ahead of where I am right now. So they were showing me your mind, and your mind is like a machine and it's got all these files. And you have a great sense of recall. So I see a brand new opportunity you're working on. You're working on something new, and I see it coming in, and it's going to be very successful. I also want to go to the Southeast. I want to travel to the Southeast. I want to go down to I want to be on the coast. Maybe I'm going to start in the Carolinas. I might work my way down, but I want to be in Florida for you. So I really feel like I've got my feet in the sand and I'm in Florida for some reason. So I see you traveling down there. Something's going to take you down to Florida. But you have a great opportunity coming in, something brand new that's going to be hugely successful. You're supposed to keep your stuff to yourself. You're not supposed to tell people your secrets or what you're working on. So you're supposed to kind of keep stuff close to the vest so you can birth it. And then when it births, it becomes this big dynamic thing, because I feel like I'm going to be hugely successful in this next endeavor that's coming your way. It's a big deal. It's something I feel I've been working on. And I feel the next 3 months are very significant with this. Whatever you're doing in the next 3 months, it's very significant. So look for the next 3 months to be life-changing for you in this opportunity. I also want to talk to you about, are you writing your ideas down? Because I want to talk to you about being organized on paper as well. Do you put stuff down on paper, may I ask?
Sometimes I do.
You know, so I really want you to kind of be organized, because once you put it down on paper, you're going to see it from a different perspective, and you can be like, oh, I need to come in it from this way. So putting it on paper gives you another opportunity to see it outside of the mind's eye, because I have all of this stuff going, and they're making me feel like sometimes one idea collides into another. So we really want to keep those things separate so that we can grow it and it can birth. And it was funny because now I'm sitting next to you, and when I was sitting up in the audience for the last show, I smelled funeral flowers, and that just means either somebody recently passed or somebody's going to be coming upon a passing. So I don't know if you've recently been to a funeral or if someone is coming up, but I can sense the flowers, so I feel like there's a passing coming your
I
way.
still had some plans.
That's not you, Bob. You're still stuck around here. You have work to do.
You're still here, buddy.
So I don't know where this comes in. I don't know if somebody's ill, what's going on, but I can really smell them very strongly when I speak to you. The scent came back up, so I know that this is connected to you. So have you been to a funeral?
Not recently.
You know, but I feel
I've
like,
lost some people.
you know, but I feel like, you know, something might be coming. So watch for something to happen, because I can smell it. It's either somebody's sick, you don't know about it. It'll be out of the ordinary.
Could it be an animal?
Sure, but I feel it's a person.
Oh, okay.
Did you just lose an animal?
No, I'm soon.
Bob.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I've been called an animal sometimes, so
Just messing with you.
it's all right. I can take it. With a
So
few.
I'm just joking. It's the construction worker in me that comes out.
There you go.
But I really feel like somebody might be ill that you might not be in tune with. And so see where that comes to play. I feel like I'm supposed to make a phone call. I feel like someone's on my mind. I feel like this person is kind of coming into my awareness, and I'm like, I should call. And so I'm going to ask you not to delay that phone call that you've been thinking about making, because this is very important. Because we want the opportunity to at least have that moment where it's been like, I should have called, and then all of a sudden we don't get that opportunity to make that
Right.
call. So I really want to talk to you about making that phone call, because I feel like this person is just not doing so well. I feel like I'm a little bit older. I'm definitely in the older. I want to be with this older person, and so wherever this person comes in, I also want to connect to father's side. Do you have an uncle living on father's side?
No.
Or is he on the other side?
Yep.
Because I want to talk about the uncle connected on father's side.
Fine.
And he makes me feel like September is very significant to him. So September is significant. He's saying September. So he's making me feel like this month of September is significant to him, or he's connecting it to you. So how do you connect to the month of September? Does it have to do with anything that's birth, death, anniversary? He's connecting me to a special occasion. September is important. September is significant. He's making his mark. He stepped forward. Was he a cigarette smoker? Because I want to talk about the cigarettes. I'm smoking cigarettes, and I feel like I smoked a lot of cigarettes, and I can really smell them. I feel like I smoked too many cigarettes, and then he makes me feel like he did a little bit of coughing. Did he have a cough in his life, this gentleman, this uncle on your father's side? Because I want to talk about the smoking and a little bit of the coughing.
Yeah, I'm not sure at the end.
You know,
Because I didn't see him at the end.
and so he's and he's giving me the number 83. So is he 83 when he passed? How is 83 significant? He's giving me 83, 83, 83. So how is 83 significant? He's connecting the number 83. I want to connect it to an age. So he's either connecting it to your father or to himself, but he's giving me 83. Also or 1983, but he's giving me 83. I feel like 83 is significant for his age. Do you know how old he was when he crossed?
Probably 58.
58, but he's giving me the number 83. So you need to find out how the 83 is significant because he's making me feel like it's very significant here. So how old is was your father still living? May I ask? How old was your father when he passed?
62.
He was 62. He's giving me 83. 83 is significant. I don't know if he had a wife, but this is important to him. This number 83 is important. So I'm just going to tell you to stick that in your back pocket and save it for later because it will make sense when you move on with it. But he makes his presence known. And he talks about, I feel like September is significant, and so I almost want to talk about somebody passing. There's the connection to the death, so you have to see where September comes in. But he does draw close to you. It's funny because he makes me feel like either you think about him, he draws close to you, he's in your awareness. Do you ever have conversations? Does he ever cross your mind? Because he makes me feel like I have conversations with him. I think about him. I might ask him, so he's acknowledging that I'm getting the picture. I'm getting the memo. It's just a hello from the other side. And he says, who says keep it real? He says keep it real, keep it real, keep it real. So I don't know if that's a statement that
he probably did.
I don't know if that's a statement you made or he made, but he's telling you to keep it real. So I'm going to leave you with that.
Right.
Because I know
That makes sense.
Bob's pushing me along.
No,
Just teasing you, Bob.
here. Well, she read my mind.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
your mind is
You're on,
very.
Bob.
So no, my question is, do you like look into somebody's eyes? What do you?
You know what? I just a lot of people get a little nervous when I look into their eyes because
don't bother me.
Because it don't bother me because that's where I tune in and I just tune into you energetically and I'll look right into your eyes. Sometimes I'll look away to get the vision a little bit clearer, but I do just gaze at you and see what I see.
Okay.
Is that the only question that you had?
No.
Yeah, go. Go ahead. Lay it on me. What's happening in my life or where I'm heading?
Okay. So I know earlier we were having a couple conversations and I always don't like to know anything about anyone, but I also want to talk to you about, do you have a wagon on your property that you actually either hook behind a tractor? I almost want to call it like, I would associate it with a horse trailer, but like it's a buggy, but it hooks to the back of the trailer. Do you have something like that on your property?
I actually have two old wagons one's from the 1800s, one's the turn of the century.
Yeah, because they're like at the wheels, and so they would have been hooked onto horses.
Exactly.
And so, do you ever have you converted them to hook onto the back of your tractor? Have you
No.
been thinking about it?
No.
Is it some kind of a thought? I feel like I'm going to utilize those in some way. I'm going to use.
The one is very old and it's just for decoration, so it's beyond being pulled anywhere. And the other one is out in the field where I have a stage, and it's just for looks or putting a keg of beer on, I guess.
You know what? I just feel like, you might do something with it. You might get an idea. I might make it mobile. It might be something that you might think about because I feel like there's the one that is still mobile and I'm going to do something with it. So I feel like it's going to be put into motion. So I can really feel the connection to liking all of those old things. On this property, I feel there are some changes coming into your life, which we won't get into in a public forum, but there are some.
Well, it doesn't matter, does it? You can say whatever you want.
There are some significant changes.
You can say them.
There's some significant changes coming into your life, and once we close the chapter on what we need to close the chapter on, it opens up the door, and somebody presents himself. It's already somebody that you know. And so I feel like somebody that you know is going to step forward and become part of your life. It's going to be like, I've been waiting for you.
She just drove away.
And so no, this is important
I'm
because
listening. I'm being serious.
Because you it's an energetic match. There's an understanding there. You'll get each other where you're not getting each other now. And where's the heart disease or the heart conditions coming around you? Who had the conditions of the heart? Because I've been wanting to talk to you about this all night long. So your father had the conditions of the heart, and so he's in the spirit world, or is he still living?
He's still here, and he's 80 years old now.
So I want to talk about the conditions of the heart. And so they're making me feel like conditions of the heart are hereditary within the family. I feel like he's not the only one that's suffering from the conditions of the heart.
Well, my father, though, was at a young age, was a drinker and a heavy smoker. I don't drink that much, and I've never smoked in my life. And he was a truck driver, so he always sat just in a truck where I'm continuously
Moving and
moving.
exercising.
It doesn't, it's not
Exercise, yeah.
necessarily you, but they're making me feel like conditions of the heart run in the
it's not
family.
you, Bob.
But no, we want to focus on that, because when I come here and I come to your awareness, stress can cause conditions of the heart. Worry can cause conditions of the heart.
Right.
So you
Oh,
need
yes.
to be very aware of where you're at, because I feel
Stress is
like
huge.
Oh, no, I agree.
creating some conditions that might be similar. Not that you're going to keel over from a heart attack. So don't
Right.
get all freaked out.
I'm not actually.
But
I could check every couple of years.
you just, but you need to be aware of that, because the stressors that you're putting onto your life now create conditions in the body. And who had the issue with the liver? I want to talk about the liver. I'm at the liver. Who had the conditions of the liver? I want to be at the liver. Who would have had the conditions of the liver? They could be on the other side, but I want to talk about the liver because I'm at your liver right now.
I don't know.
I'm gonna stick with this because this is important. So I want
I
to talk
don't
about.
know of anybody.
I want to talk to somebody
this
in the
point.
family. There's somebody in the family, and they had conditions of the liver, and the conditions in the liver created their passing. Was part of the conditions that crossed them over.
Boy, I don't know.
Okay, so stick that in your pocket
Because
for later. Because
I'm not close to most of my family members, so I'm kind of the black sheep out of
and that's okay, because you would know about it even if you're not close to them. You would know about it. I want to connect to a male. I want to connect to a male energy, and I'm on the other side, and I have conditions of the liver. I created conditions of the liver, and I also want to talk about the overuse of Tylenol. I want to talk about the drinking, and I want to talk about the smoking with this one. I feel like I set my body up and it all went into the liver. So just think, connect to father's side. I want to be on dad's side of the family. I want to be over here on dad's side. So see where that comes into play, because this person is just making themselves known. And it's really funny because sometimes this happens because they're trying to get over to your dad. So I want you to connect to dad's side of the family. Okay, I want you to think, did you have an uncle that you were close to on dad's side of the family, or dad's uncle?
I was actually hardly close.
Because
Once I was 7th grade, I kind of was on my own.
But in the beginning, there's an uncle there, and this uncle makes his presence known. I want to say that I laugh. I have a hearty laugh. There's something
He's
about
talking to you now, Bob.
Oh, you
but
know
he didn't
what?
talk to you back then.
You know who probably had a heart condition would be my Uncle Eddie.
And I have a hearty laugh, and there's
And he could have had a liver problem because he drank tons of whiskey.
And
he had a heart attack and died.
But I had problems with my liver, and the liver, because of the liver, the heart issues were actually even bigger.
That could have been him.
But the liver was the main cause. He says
He drank whiskey every single
this guy,
day.
and so this guy, he steps forward. He's stepping forward, and he's making his presence known. He also talks about being stuck in his head, and he says you need to stop being stuck in your head, because he says I was stuck in my head. So I feel like I did a lot of thinking. He says I overthought, and so he really connects us to you, and he says stop overthinking about life. Stop overthinking. And so when you're overthinking, he's connecting that energy, and he's bringing that awareness to you. Don't get lost in your head, because he's making me feel if you get lost in your head, you need to be careful when you're driving, because he's making me feel I'm lost in my head, I'm lost in my thought, and I'm not paying attention to the road. So I need you to pay attention to the road and stop thinking so much. Got that? All right, right on.
Make a
Let's
phone
do
call.
it.
So I got one more question.
All right, let's go.
Anything on my
run through?
future?
Yes, we talked about that.
no,
I
Keep
mean-
it short. We can do it afterwards, too.
Okay.
I really feel like there's a significant change coming up for you. It's going to be something that you're dragging your feet on. So I'm going to make a change. I'm dragging my feet, but I'm dragging my feet for a reason, because the outcome is more a hassle to get there. And instead, I feel like you know what? I'm just going to live with the status quo and do my
I'm
thing.
interrupt you because we're in short time and I got to call this gentleman.
sorry.
It's okay. I'm not going to tell you his name.
Well,
doesn't
you
matter.
could tell me his name.
His name's Alex. Alex?
Hello? Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
What's
I
up,
can hear
Alex?
you. How are you?
Chuck Parker
What's
here.
going on, dude?
What's going on, buddy?
All right.
We have a psychic
How much?
here, and his name is Alex Scooby, and you can talk to him right here.
Well, the one
Help
thing
yourself.
if I can say, did you say that he was in California? Because I heard you talking earlier. So you could say yes or no.
Well, yes.
Okay, that's
I
all.
do it.
Yeah.
Don't worry
Let him
about
talk
it.
now.
Don't
Hey,
worry
Alex,
about
I
it.
told
You
him to,
usually do, Bob. You
Alex,
usually
I
do.
told him to shut up. He wouldn't listen to me.
You know, and it's really funny because I know you call him Scooby, and I'm hearing the Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Did you like Scooby-Doo? Were you a big Scooby-Doo fan?
Well, of course.
Wow.
Then, man, that was like that was rock and roll back then, you know.
And they say that you've eaten a couple Scooby snacks of your own.
Yeah, I just did actually.
I'm sure you did, you know, so I feel like, you know, your Scooby snacks are important. So when I want to be with you, I want to be with you closer to the water. The moon is significant for you. So if you've been by the water, do you actually go down by the water? Can you see the water from where you are? Because I see the water from where I'm at. Am I yelling?
No, you're fine.
Well, no, I can tell you this. I do see water from where I'm at, but it's not the ocean. It's my swimming pool.
Okay, but I want to be by the water. So if you're by your swimming pool, but I want to be by the water. So do you sit outside at night and do you watch the moon? Because I want to talk to you about the moon. And who smokes
Yeah, we do. My wife and I do, yeah.
You know, and then I want to talk about the cigar smoking. So are you a cigar smoker? Who likes to smoke the cigars?
No, I don't smoke cigars. I don't know. I don't know who smokes cigars.
You know, we're just going to see where the cigar smoking comes in because I feel like someone draws close. I can smell the cigar. I feel like I smell it under my nose. This is somebody that smoked cigars. So this is somebody that's in the spirit world that used to like to smoke cigars. So they're drawing close to you. So the moon, this full moon, pardon me?
Well, I believe my grandfather smoked cigars. This is, I never met him, but I believe he smoked cigars.
Okay, so I want to talk about the gentleman that smokes the cigar. I feel like the cigar was really important. He rolls it in his hands, he sniffs it. It's a big event for him. This is a big deal. These cigars. I feel like he's showing me I had a box of cigars. I had a box of cigars. He wants to connect to your mom as well. So would this be the grandfather on your mom's side of the family?
Well, my mother passed.
Yes, but would this be her father?
It would be, yeah.
Okay, thank you. So he's connecting to your mom, this gentleman, and he has a cigar box, and the cigar box opens. And so I feel like somebody, whether it was your mom or someone says a box, there was a box and she used to keep her stuff inside of the cigar box. So he's talking about the cigar boxes were something that the kids used to like to put their trinkets and things in. He also connects me to the circus. So I know you said you didn't know him, but maybe you can connect this for your mom. Did they go to the circus a lot? Did you guys do the circus?
I went to the circus maybe twice in my life, but that wasn't with him or I believe that was with my father.
But
I went with my mom.
But he's connecting me to the circus for you. So he's saying that he knows, he's recognizing the circus. So he's connecting me to the circus for you. So he's making that connection. Even though you said, did you just say you didn't live with your mom?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Did you say that you did not live with your mom?
No, I did live with my mom. I'm just talking specifically about the circus. I don't think I went to a circus with her in particular.
But he's connecting me to the circus for you, so he's making that connection and he's talking to me about the circus. Who would have the box? Because he makes me feel like there's still a box, whether somebody has the belongings, but he's talking to me about the cigar box with the things in it, the little tiny trinkets in it. Who would have the cigar box with the things in them? I might have saved them from my childhood, special mementos. He's talking about these things. Did your mom have a box of special mementos that you can get your hands on that you're aware of?
I am not aware of it, and if anyone has it, it'd probably be my sister.
I was going to say your sister has it, because before I want to talk about your sister, so you need to call your sister, because he's talking about the box of trinkets that your mom used to put her stuff in. He's making me feel like she did this throughout her life. He's also talking about there's a plastic ring in there. There's some kind of a plastic ring, something from childhood, so you need to find out what that is all about. He's also connecting me to the pocket watch. So did your grandfather have a pocket watch that you know of? Because he's talking to me about the pocket watch.
I I don't know. I don't know if a pocket watch.
Okay, so you have to. So he's connecting me to the pocket watch. He's making me feel it's real, it's tangible. I'm holding it in my hands. Is there a brother energy around you as well, or is it just you and your sister? Because
I have a brother.
Okay.
I have a brother. Yeah.
So he's connecting me to the brother energy. So I want to go over to the brother energy. So he's going over there. So you could possibly ask your brother, but he's connecting me very strongly to that pocket watch. He's making a big deal out of it. It's like it's important, and I almost want to say there's an image imprinted on it, like either it's a train or it's a piece of heavy equipment. There's something imprinted on top of that pocket watch. I can see it. I'm holding it in my hand. And so there's this image that's imprinted on top of this pocket watch. So you're going to have to go back through and ask your brother about that pocket watch because he's making his presence known. He also says happy birthday. Whose birthday's coming up? Who's celebrating a birthday?
Well, my brother's birthday just passed.
Say happy birthday.
And my birthday's coming up. My birthday's in a couple of months. So.
Well, you know, and so there's the happy birthday. He's acknowledging the birthday. And when you say just passed?
Who?
Your brother.
Who are you talking about?
Your brother.
My brother? No, my brother didn't pass.
No, his birthday. His birthday.
Oh, his birthday. It was the end of July.
Okay, so I want to wish a happy birthday because he connects to brother. So he wants you to say happy birthday to your brother, okay? Because this is important.
Okay.
Say happy birthday to your brother. And did your brother just change jobs? Because he's talking about a job shift, a job change, a job shift, a job change.
My brother just got rid of his clothing store that he had for 9 years, and now he's a bartender.
Yeah, and so he's talking about the bartender. He's talking about the job change for your brother. So he sees this stuff going on with your brother. So he's really drawing close to your brother. And who's the namesake? Because he's referencing the namesake. Someone was named after somebody. Who had a child and named, or which one of you people were named after somebody? Because he's talking about the namesake.
I was not. My brother was not. My sister's middle name is Charlotte, which was named after my grandmother, which would be his wife, who passed about 7 years ago.
Okay, so he's referencing the namesake. So he's making a reference to the namesake because this is important. This was an honor. This was something special, okay? He's also referencing the 4th of July. So he wants to talk about the 4th of July. So I feel like the 4th of July was significant. The 4th of July is important, and he's making a big deal out of the 4th of July. So what happened on the 4th of July? Because he's making me feel like it's a big deal. I feel like this was a celebration. This was something that he enjoyed, so he's really making a big reference out of the 4th of July. So you're going to have to go back into your childhood. I feel like this is a big deal. There's a lot of pride with him, and he's connecting me to the service. Was this gentleman a serviceman?
Yeah, he passed from, he was in the service, 100 years ago.
Okay, but he's referencing that, so he's connecting himself to the service, and the 4th of July is very important because it to him it signifies Independence Day. There's an importance for honoring and respecting those and this country and this flag. So he's making a big deal about this. There's a part of him that's kind of upset about the things that he's seeing going on here because he feels there's a big disrespect. So he's really stepping forward to remind you guys to fly the flag. So who's not flying the flag? Who flew the flag that's not flying the flag? Because I want to give you a spanking for not flying it.
Well, I don't think any of us do.
Well, this is a big deal for him. So whoever was flying the flag and is not flying the flag, he's asking you guys to start flying the flag.
Hang the flag, Scooby.
So this is important, Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
What is it about
Do the damn flag.
What is it about the moon you're going to tell him?
You know what?
We got 2 minutes. So do you got anything with the moon?
There's something significant about the moon. We're coming into a blood moon. I feel like there's big changes coming in. So really watch. I almost feel like I might be drawn outside to watch the blood moon, which I think comes in the next couple of days. And so whether you and your wife sit outside, but I feel like this is going to be a very significant moving experience for you both because it's definitely symbolic of change. And who just is pregnant or having the new baby? Because I want to talk about the new baby.
In my family, immediate family, no one is having a baby.
Well, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you don't get news because there's a new baby on the horizon.
I would like to say.
I hope it ain't me, man, because I got 3 and I don't want any more.
Hey, I would like to. Alex, why don't you tell the people what shows you're on so the people can see you? Go ahead.
I'm currently on a show called The Fosters on Freeform. With Detective Joe Gray, a real scummy type person, and just did a Netflix series with Drew Barrymore called Santa Clarita Diet, and I'm waiting to hear on some other
Yeah, that's his Alex Scooby. He did like 5 seasons of King of Queens. And Alex, we'd like to thank you for coming on and getting a reading.
Thanks, Alex.
Bye, honey.
All right, thanks. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
See ya.
Hey, good luck with that new baby.
Call your sister. Hey, thanks. It
You're
was
very
fun.
welcome. You're very welcome.
Yeah, thanks a lot for coming. I really
You're
appreciate
very
it.
welcome. Thank you guys for having
So I
me.
hope you enjoyed the show. If you want to contact her, how do they find you?
www.innereyeconnections.com, and that will lead you right to my website, and all of my services and classes are offered there.
Sweet.
And you guys can see, Billy did make it back.
Yes, he did.